monarch of mass, the genetic jackpot, Joe Coleman.
And over to my right, the hummus spread heartthrob, the quad of war, Idris Abraham.
And together, we are known as
Hello,
Beefcake, and you're listening to Nerd Radio.
I do love me some hummus. Gotta say.
I love me some halal beefcake. Miss those guys.
We're back with more Nerd Radio. You got James Al Beck and Mr. Chuck Bean hanging out in your ear holes wherever you download this podcast. We appreciate it. Make sure you leave us a review and give us some stars if you're over on iTunes. And make sure you're following us on all the social media and online at Nerd Radio 101.
Yeah, only leave the review if it's going to be a positive one. If it's negative, just send it to us on a tweet.
Well, I'll look. We
at Meltdown WRF, as we always say.
Yes.
Right.
All complaints should be issued to Meltdown, the host of Talking Rock with Meltdown on Beatpot Studios Network.
Yep. So, as I mentioned before we took a break there, this week on Monday Night Raw, a particular wrestler pretty much made her entire career in just a couple of seconds with a phrase that, according to Mick Foley, is the Austin 316 for a new generation. Did you hear about this, Al?
Yeah, I did. I did hear only because it came up this morning on Dave and Chuck the Freak.
James, you want to give the people at home a little taste of what I'm talking about?
Here's a taste. That's it right there.
That is Nia Jax after trying to do a leg drop on the apron of the ring. Her opponent Lana.
You put that in the hands of the wrong person.
That's why you have the drops and James doesn't. Lana rolled out of the way. She dropped the leg and landed on the apron of the ring, which the commentators have told us for years is the hardest part of the ring.
It is solid steel. And you know what? It can really hurt.
And then I have to imagine that the conversation, but first of all, she didn't ad-lib that.
Absolutely. I 100% think that's an improv line.
No.
Why would you say my hole?
No.
Why would WWE go back and scrub it from all the VODs?
Because
why would they go and censor it?
Because Vince McMahon loves potty humor.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, the conversation was like, all right, what you're going to do is you're going to drop the leg and you're going to fall on that. And you're going to say, oh, my butt, and really sell it. Because everyone's going to expect you to say my butt. But then I want you to say, my hole.
Okay.
That's a pretty good, yeah.
That's my Vince McMahon impression.
Yeah.
And she did.
Yeah.
And there it is. Now she'll forever be famous. It doesn't matter what else Nia Jax does in her entire career. She's one of the cousins of The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
She was a model before she got into wrestling. She's a bigger girl. She's got some Samoan genes in her.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not matter anything else she does for her entire career. She will always be known as the girl who said, my hole.
Yeah. It was too hard for her hole.
That's too.
It's a shame. It's a real shame.
See what you're missing not watching wrestling?
I'm missing something, I guess.
I'll tell you what, I have not been able to watch wrestling because I don't have cable at home. I was technically DVRing it here at the station and then catching up on it between breaks.
Oh, wow.
When I was on the air. And so I just go to Twitter around the time that the show is over just to find it, just hit the Monday Night Raw
see what's happening
thing and see what's It's a 3-hour show, and the only thing I know that happened this week is my hole. That's the only thing I could find.
This is Chuck on Twitter. What happened on wrestling? Let me see what's going on here. Let me check on Twitter. And, okay, this.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's the only. Okay, so 3 hours went by, and that's the only thing I know that happened. What is that?
Damn!
It's Ron Simmons.
Yeah, I was trying to find just a clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need him. I actually had to show Amy some matches of his because she only knows him as the guy that shows up every couple of months.
The acolytes?
Damn. Yeah. She was like, why do they have pentagrams on their tights? And I had to explain the whole
It's part of the
acolytes thing to her.
He was tied in with Gangrel too, wasn't he, with the acolytes? Or was that
they were with the Undertaker.
Okay.
Yep. They were supposed to be his enforcers. I also had to explain to her, okay, so the my whole thing happened on Monday. God damn it. And then the internet took to it, and I posted on Facebook. Somebody had done the what's the rap song? It's like my neck, my back,
Yeah.
my whatever, and they'd taken
My
that.
and my crack.
Right. So they'd taken my neck, and then there was my hole, and God damn it.
And then cue it up right.
And Bubba Ray Dudley, who's known as Bully Ray when he was in Impact Wrestling, at one point took a nut shot and yelled "my balls." So they put that in there. And then a wrestler who I'd forgotten about, her name was Shelly Martinez. She was in the WWE version of ECW as a vampire known as Ariel.
Okay.
When she wrestled at Impact, something happened. I had to go find the match to find out why she yelled this, but she screams out in the middle of the match, "my vag."
Really? Almost as good as this one.
Almost. But I had to go and look her up last night and find that match because that's the combination now. Is my hole, my balls, my vag.
Oh no.
That's
My
wrestling.
neck, my back, my hoo-hee, and my... That's
really-
the James remix.
That was pretty good. Actually, this morning I woke
That's
up.
also known as the James Smorgasbord, by the way.
Yeah. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Hope you like sausage.
Oh my God.
Vag, balls, and hole.
I also woke up this morning to somebody took that and put it in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Hi-Ho.
Ah! My hole, my hole, my hole, my hole, my hole. Oh, man.
It's
that
worth
is
it.
funny. What do you think about that, Nia Jax?
Yeah. No, she's,
So you're really excited? Do you think it's a good thing that they're doing that? I guess so.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, that was a scream of excitement.
she's never been more popular.
Ecstatic about. I can't blame him.
Also, we talked last week about the fact that Retro TV, or was it Pluto TV, is getting
Yeah.
a wrestling channel with some of the independent wrestling. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced last week they're partnering up with the Roku channel,
Are they?
and Roku is going to be playing some New
Well,
Japan
I feel
stuff.
like this is going to be big things for everybody that's into professional wrestling that's not WWE.
Yep,
Between the stuff that they're doing with
AEW.
AEW and Mox,
Yeah.
and seeing some of the New Japan wrestlers coming on into AEW, and the stuff they're doing with Impact.
Yeah, you've got some of the
Like-
Impact wrestlers going back and forth. You've got
WWE better be prepared.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's really when AEW started, well over a year ago, we were like, man, this is going to be the Monday Night Wars. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see. But they're really kind of doubling down on like, well, look, if we're all second tier to you, then we'll just combine forces like
Yeah.
Voltron and make a product, because you got Sting over in AEW now. And like I said, you've got these New Japan wrestlers showing up and Impact Wrestling wrestlers showing up. You're putting the Bullet Club together.
Yep.
It's exciting times.
There's lots of cool stuff going on.
Yeah,
So,
it's really for a time where crowds can't really be a part of wrestling. It is kind of exciting to watch some of these weekly shows, which is absolutely fascinating. All right, before we take a break, I've got a couple of casting stories that I wanted to run by you guys and see what you guys thought about this. The first one being that we just found out this morning, actually, via Twitter, that the Sonic the Hedgehog sequel is coming out next April.
ooh, next April already.
Yep, and the logo has two tails on it, so Tails will be a part of the sequel.
Ooh.
But the rumor is that they want to get Jason Momoa to voice Knuckles,
Ooh, wow.
the Echidna,
Nice.
the red with the the Wolverine
Yeah, that could be
spikes
cool.
on
What
his
a
knuckle.
hunky little hedgehog.
That'd
You know
be-
what? I'd be willing to show him.
I'm sure you would. Absolutely,
You're willing to show anyone your hole.
that's
How dare
true.
you, Al?
That's true. It's honestly fascinating that the James OnlyFans hasn't been a thing quite
Oh,
yet.
don't
so
worry. I got
it's-
something in the works.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
All right, the other casting story I've got for you is I love this headline from Kotaku.
Oh, I thought you were teasing what was coming up in the next segment. I'm sorry.
No,
I was like, wow, he's real brief about he's revealing that it's Jason Momoa. I was like, that would have been a good tease, but he's revealing.
no, that's the whole thing. Jason
My
Momoa is going to be
mistake,
there,
yeah.
and that'll be cool. This article from Kotaku, the headline says another good actor has somehow signed up for the Borderlands movie. Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be in the Borderlands
She's
movie.
gonna play Claptrap.
No,
I just want to cast everybody as Claptrap.
I just want everybody to be a claptrap. She's going to play what's her name? Patricia Tannis, Dr. Patricia Tannis. She's one of the NPCs from Borderlands 2 and 3.
Okay.
She's the one that's kind of crazy.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
Do we have a Claptrap casting yet that
They
we know
have
of?
not said who Claptrap's going to be yet.
No, just no Kevin Hart's Leon or whatever.
Right. And Kate Blanchett will be playing Lilith.
Yeah.
I wonder, what if they get Gilbert Gottfried to be Claptrap?
That would be kind of fun.
I'd be okay with that. He's
Yeah.
got an annoying voice.
Maybe that's why they haven't announced it, because they know that's the one. Like everybody else getting in, it's like, all right, I guess we'll see, whatever. But they know, like, if you cast Claptrap wrong,
Mm-hmm.
then people are just not going to be happy about
The movie
this.
will be ruined if it hasn't already been.
Yeah. I also found this story over on CBR.com. Viggo Mortensen, who we all know from the Lord of the Rings movies, apparently Fox courted him to be Wolverine in the X-Men franchise.
How weird would it be to have somebody not Hugh Jackman be Wolverine?
Yeah, now that we're used to it.
Yeah. It's going to be weird. You know, we're going to see another Wolverine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's got to happen eventually, right?
Yeah, so
Just like
we're gonna
Captain
have that
America or
experience.
Iron Man. Like,
The only other person that could pull it off is Danny DeVito.
he's the only person with the right height.
yeah.
Correct.
But Viggo Mortensen said in an interview that he had a lunch with Bryan Singer before the first X-Men movie, and Bryan Singer was kind of, hey, this is what we want to do with Wolverine.
Who's Bryan Singer?
Bryan Singer's director.
Oh, the director. Okay.
Yeah, and Bryan Singer was like, this is all the stuff we want to do with Wolverine, and Viggo Mortensen knew his son was a huge X-Men fan, so he brought him along to lunch, and his son was listening to it all happen, and looked at his dad, and he's like, that's not right. None of that. Like, he did the
Did his son blow the role for him?
He didn't blow the role for him. His son convinced him to not take it.
Wow.
Because his son was like, the costume doesn't sound right. The background isn't right. It doesn't sound like Wolverine.
I'm liking Viggo Mortensen's son.
And Bryan
because
Singer was.
I agree with a lot of his points.
Yeah, Bryan Singer was taken aback and like trying to convince this 12-year-old boy that's like, no, it's going to be great.
Yeah, the 12-year-olds were like, I know, but he needs to be in blue and yellow spandex
Right.
like Wolverine. And Bryan Singer's like, no, we're going to give him like futuristic-looking body.
Yeah.
Like, no, blue and yellow spandex, or my dad's not taking the role. I'm his agent now. I'm going to agent my dad. I'll tell you how to play the role of Wolverine.
And that's
or
when
get somebody else.
And that's when Bryan Singer wrote the joke about the yellow spandex in the movie.
I'm sure it
Probably.
is.
Yeah. It hurt my feelings when they made that joke. 'Cause I audibly screamed out in the audience of the movie theater filled with people.
Yeah.
Yes!
Do you want blue and yellow spandex?
It was like, yes, that's what I wanted.
Well, with the WandaVision stuff, maybe we'll get some blue and yellow spandex.
I hope so. I want to see a live-action X-Men movie with all the traditional costumes from the comics.
Yeah.
I get this futuristic stuff.
Who would you cast as Beast if you're going to just put him in shorts?
Somebody with a huge wiener.
You can't put
Wanna
Kelsey Grammer in that role.
No, well, his name's Beast. You can't have somebody named Beast and he's not packing heat.
But he's also got to be, he's got to be well-spoken and sound intelligent, too.
Well, we'll have to hold open auditions. We'll find somebody.
Are they going to have to green screen a professional? Are they going to get Lars Sullivan now that he's not in the WWE and green screen
what?
Kelsey Grammer's face on him?
See, like Lars Sullivan would work, but I just disagree with some of his opinions on people and
Oh,
life,
yeah. No,
so
he's a trash human
get him
being.
out of here.
wasn't
Somebody of the same. How about Braun Strowman?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that.
He can be Beast.
Yeah.
As far as he can be my Beast.
Amy reposted the picture I have with him where I gave him a hug.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I gotta. Where's that? You got to post that on the NerdRadio 101.
Yeah, no,
social
it was
media.
so when a Meltdown talked to him, I got to hang out, and I was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can I give you a hug?" Because he's only like about this much taller than me. You look
that's
at
it?
Yeah, you look at him on TV. He looks like he's just
he's like a
he's
giant.
9 feet tall. He's like the woman that's going to be in the new Resident Evil or something like that. But no, he's maybe about a head taller than I am.
Interesting.
Yeah, so maybe like 6.5 feet, something like that. All right, do you want your Keanuews now, or do you want to take a break?
I think we hit the Keanuews when we come back.
There you go.